at Southwest Boulevard, and it's the Guadalupe Center has been there for 100 years,
Wow.
and more they're being separated from the rest of the community. That's where many of the Hispanics came and lived in that community when they first arrived here in the country. But the Area Transportation Authority, we're trying to get ready for the World Cup. I've been up here struggling, trying to get money and make sure that we had the transportation that would help us, pull off a major production when the world will be looking at us. And the school districts will be divided by with two different members of Congress. It's not a healthy thing.
Well, as I understand it, Governor Kehoe called you at some point throughout this. Is that correct?
He did.
Let me
He
just
did.
ask you the question: do you think Governor Kehoe really wants to do this?
I think the governor's a very thoughtful person. You know, I don't know. I don't want to jump into that because I don't know for sure. All I know is Governor Keogh called me on the day after he was elected governor. I had called him the day of the his election. I had gone down and visited with him. I wanted to, I don't like, I never like to declare people to be my political enemies.
Sure.
And particularly when don't even know them. So we met on several occasions. I think he would tell you that we have a decent relationship, maybe a little higher than decent. But I don't know. It's pretty difficult to put down the phone after the president's called you and said
Yes.
and to say I'm not interested in what the president just asked me to do. So that probably happened. I don't know. He didn't tell me. I didn't ask him a lot of questions. But I think he's a decent dude.
I agree with you very much. I want to thank our sponsors real quick here. The United Fiber, some of that rural broadband you've been bringing home money for up in the great Northwest here in the state. The Courtyard by Marriott and then MoCan Trade, selling 100% Missouri-based plant source medicine. Congressman, let me ask you from the other side though. I look at the map in Illinois and I'm like, that is corruption. That is shoddy, partisan. There's a reason why the retirement plan for Illinois governors is prison. You see what they did. Yeah, to me, when Missouri, the map I've seen, the map that was put out that was sent from Washington for the Missouri legislature to vote on, it's not as bad as that. What do you say to a Republican? You have this ability to communicate with folks from all walks of life, all parties. I've seen it myself. To a Republican that looks at that Illinois map and says, okay, they have gerrymandered to the point of corruption in their state to disadvantage Republicans. Why should we not do it here? Why, if that's the rules of this game, why should everybody not play it?
Sure. And I would say on national TV, and anybody can hear me say that, that was wrong.
Yeah.
That was wrong. And I'll say it anywhere, anybody. I'm glad this is a recording. Anywhere. I have consistently believed and supported publicly and legislatively that we should have nonpartisan redistricting commissions. And such legislation I was supporting. Of course, that kind of legislation has difficulty making it to the floor. So, I mean, I have no argument. Yes, that it is since 18 the late 1800s when Elbridge Gerry redistricted the governor redistricted in Massachusetts. It was a problem then, and it's a problem now. He drew the mythical salamander district,
Yeah.
which became Gerry. You know, a new word, gerrymander. But I think it's wrong. And if we are smart, if we are smarter, we'll do away with this because it's doing damage to the republic.
In the
Uh,
new district, will you consider running in, I guess, the district where this studio here in Jeff City would be in?
um, right now I'm running. I'm there. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. Right now I'm running. I don't imagine the district is going to be very helpful to me,
Probably
but
not.
there is a chance that in an attempt to eliminate the fifth district, that they end up creating a 5-3 state.
Hmm.
I don't think Mark Alford is very happy with where he has
Take me.
landed.
I guess the way I had a question said to me, why would a person in West Plains care about this? Take me behind the scenes. I mean, I've watched all these politicians now send me all these press releases trumpeting that they got money for this road and that road. Really, you and Roy Blunt are the only ones in Missouri that brought home any money out of for the highway package. Take me behind the scenes of why you and Sam Graves are so important to not just people in your districts, but why folks like you who actually bring home federal money to places where I bet the bureaucracy never wanted to spend it. Take me behind the scenes and explain why that's important to people all across Missouri.
You know, one of the points of pride that I have had and people who knew about it had is that up until this month, um, Missouri was the only delegation. This is horrible in some ways. The only delegation where the members met for 20 years. Uh, I've almost been here 21 years. We have met once each month at lunch, and we help each other. And sometimes we meet and we don't even deal with business. We just deal with. I mean, we sit around joking, and throwing people darts at each other, at lunch. Uh, if you One of my friends from Texas said, I don't know how you guys can meet. If we meet, we will do so only if we are allowed to bring guns. And so uh, uh, the people of and so I'm answering your question because uh, something will come up in Graves' district, and I will support it. Because it's healthy for the community. And if he appears on your show, I guarantee you, my youngest child, that he will say the same thing.
Yeah.
And we believe that Missouri is important enough that we ought to bring resources into Missouri. Kid Bond, who was, I know this is going to sound weird, but who was somewhat of a mentor to me, told me when I was first elected. And by the way, when I was elected, Kid Bond sponsored my first reception after winning the congressional seat.
I thought your
This
speech
is
was the best speech I heard at his service. I personally couldn't look up to anybody on this planet more than Kit Bond. I actually met you for the first time with Kit Bond. I think he's an amazing man with one of our greatest Missourians ever. And I thought your speech at his memorial was outstanding.
Yeah, he was a friend, a real friend. And Kid Bond told me, he said, "Now look, when you get up here, I want you to get every dime and dollar you can get and bring it back to the district."
God
And he
bless Kit
said,
Bond.
if anything, if it's nailed down, go get a crowbar. I want you bringing home every dime. And he was unapologetically committed to doing everything he could. And so I was right there saying, yeah, we need a Kit Bond bridge. I mean, Kit has done so much for the state of Missouri. I don't care how many. I will say this at the Democratic convention. I mean, the man has brought the money home, and I've tried to be. They called him the king of pork or something like that. And I said, well, I want to be the emperor
Yeah,
of pork.
I
I
like
mean,
barbecue. All right, so it looks like there may be a foregone conclusion here in the legislature. I don't know, but probably. After that's done, do you go to the bullpen and call Hatfield out and send him into court?
very likely.
Yeah, pretty good one to
Uh,
send.
but think about this first. Uh, Congressman Gregory Meeks and I were in the elevator maybe an hour and a half ago, and we were in the back of the elevator, and so it was a crowded elevator coming to our office building, Rayburn office building, and so the people standing in front of us didn't know we were behind them, and they were talking about me. They were talking about this district, these Republican members, and the guy was going on. He says, "I don't know why we're going to do this. This is absolutely crazy. We don't need to be redistricted in the middle of the decade. It's going to start happening to our guys."
Yeah.
And they didn't even. I mean, they had no idea we were on the elevator. We got off and stood around for a minute, just kind of talking about what's going on. I think everybody, even many of the people who are going to vote for this, are going to vote and not feel really strongly about it.
I think there's a lot of folks that feel ashamed of this. I think there's a lot of. I've never in my life seen an issue where the text message I get from members of the legislature is so vastly different from the tweets they put out. But I know we only have another minute left. Could you give me the pitch? My state senator, Jason Bean, if he was watching this, what would you tell him about this? It might make him have a second thought about voting for this map change.
Senator, we're tearing our republic apart. And I think that Missouri could very well lead the way because we're right in the middle of the country. We're the state that makes sense. We're supposed to export Missouri types of politics to the rest of the nation. And I actually believe that this is not going to be helpful because what it's actually saying is that we're going to launch the great replacement conspiracy. We don't like the way the people in Missouri's 5th district vote, so we're going to place them in another district and replace them with people whose votes we like. And that cannot help any of us on a state, federal, or local level.
Well, Congressman, thank you so much for the time. It's been a pleasure to visit with you.
Good to talk with you.
It was Congressman Emanuel Cleaver. Really the person I think, Jake, everybody's here to talk about this week is his district.
Yep.
He's just a class act.
No, I really, he had the best speech. Being a Democrat, too, was just so funny that he, of all the people on that stage, had the best speech at Kit Vaughn's funeral. And I think he truly did take to heart what Kit told him about wanting to bring more money back to the state. I wish more state officials actually did that. I wish more people actually listened to.
Well, I think at the state level you can make policy that matters. I think the federal level, I've not seen most of the policies make much difference. I like the tax cut Trump did. I did notice that. Mm-hmm. One of the first tax cuts I've ever actually noticed. I don't know what that says about me or good or bad. But what you really do as a member of Congress, you bring home money. Yep. And if you're not bringing home money, you should wear ski masks to work because you're robbing the folks that are sending you there.
Yep.
And Emanuel Cleaver brings home things. Sam Graves, the daddy of the delegation, he brings home the dinner.
Good to see that Bob Onder is doing the exact same thing.
Look, if this map passes, I'll be the first one asking every single person that sits in that chair, are you going to follow Bob Onder's lead?
Yep.
Because that bureaucracy doesn't give a damn about Taos. They see Boston, San Francisco, New York. That's where they want to spend their money. They have no interest in spending that money there. Bob Onder kicked the door into those bureaucrats, grabbed them by the scruff of the neck, and said, you're going to send some money to Ashland or I'm going to end you. It was outstanding. I mean, I don't know how to give Congressman Onder more praise.
I think you need to make an AI video of Congressman Onder.
I bet we could just put a GoPro on him when he kicks the door into some highway bureaucrat who's sending the 10th check to Boston that day. Be like, damn it, you're sending some money to Montgomery City. I'm a doctor. I know exactly how to break your neck. I could not have been more pleased, and I'm glad. I'll tell you this: I'm glad he still has the university.
Yep.
Because the that nuclear reactor now that 70's been redone, the nuclear reactor, in my opinion, is the biggest thing the biggest project this state has.
Mizzou is quite literally the brightest star that Missouri has right now at its disposal of any institution.
Of a state that's not growing in population, not growing in GDP, not a lot's going right, frankly, and that is an
economy. It's just.
And I mean, to me, you got to look at the national averages. Other states are figuring things out that we're not. Yep. Now, some folks will chirp, it's this and this. I don't know. I just know the Republicans have been in charge for 25 years. I know what Harry Truman would say. He would say the buck stops somewhere.
Yep.
The promises of growth have not came. But I'll tell you what is working. called Truman. Now, if Truman loses Saturday, it's going to be a rough day because, I mean, it's woo, boy. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm not going to be there Saturday, but I'm going to be watching. Can you imagine if Truman comes up short? Woo-wee.
I won't be at the game, but I'll be downtown, and I can already tell it's going to be hell if that.
Oh, you want to watch? We should watch the game.
All right, you can
High
come.
Street Pub.
You can come with me.
You already got a place you're going?
I'll be in Columbia.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to Columbia.
They don't have a High Street Pub there.
No, they don't. They like pinky out finger drinks, you know. Kelton's kind of place, you know. Kelton's the uppity, high-level, highly educated one in this crew from the esteemed alma mater. No, I thought it was interesting. He did say he's going to run. I don't know that I believe that, right? Let's talk about what you do here. If you take this map.
I mean, if anybody were able to pull up an upset, I mean, I can't think of anyone better than Cleaver to do it.
I don't know. I think Jason Kander. Jason Kander only has 2 years of a voting record, right? Ran a great campaign against Roy Blunt. For the good of the state, he lost, but Jason Kander's a talented guy. Wouldn't surprise me in any way.
There's so many Democrats with the last name of K. Kander, Koster,
Cleaver,
Kuntz.
Yeah, I think Kuntz is in that. Look, my man Rich Callahan very much likes Lucas Kuntz.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's kind of shocked. I was like, what are you saying there, bud? But he's a nice guy. I've met him.
Yeah.
I mean, part of this too. It's like the 8th, right? The 8th, the Senate district in the 8th. You have John Patterson.
Yep.
He's got a primary.
Yep.
And everybody's going to overlook that primary. If he overlooks that primary, he'd get beat.
Yep.
But if he wins that primary, I see Kerry Ingles' path to the Senate running against someone in that district besides Patterson.
Yep.
With Patterson, it gets a lot tougher.
I think it's going to be interesting because Patterson is a normal guy. Like, he doesn't go out there and make all
He's
these.
kind of a highly educated surgeon.
Well, yes,
yeah.
but in terms of political sense, like for that district,
he's voting against this. I think
that's what I've heard. Is that I
heard it from you.
A lot of normal people in that district, a lot of Mike Stirpoy voters, a lot of people who are kind of typical people who really vote on the economy or other issues like that. So I think Patterson has a very good chance of just talking to people and be like, listen, I'm a normal guy. I just want to run for state senate. I'm not, rabid one way or the other. And so I think he has a good way of not alienating folks except the crazy people that politics is their life 100% of the time.
So if you want to find out, you want to be the smartest person in the room in the morning, how can folks, one, subscribe to the Whispering Gallery and get what you put out every morning?
Well, at the Missouri Times, we have at the bottom of the page, we have a little section called the Whispering Gallery.
If you want to subscribe, text me at 573-429-5770. If you want to send you information that you consider putting in the Whispering Gallery, how do they do that?
Well, usually I take pigeon mail, but I mean, I'll take
Rich
anything.
Callahan,
yeah, you can send me notes. You could send me a letter. I'll take about anything. You text Kelton,
Yeah, that's definitely.
More people probably like Kelton than I. So.
And I think we should do a PSA, Kelton. Is the Kelton cam on, Kelton?
I can turn it on.
Yeah, let's turn it on. We want folks to see you. Missouri, can I talk to you for just one moment here? I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart the most honest thing I've ever told you, which might not be a long list, but this is definitely on it. Is the Kelton cam ready?
Yes, it is ready.
Let's go to the Kelton cam. The person responsible for the calendar is on your screen right now. That he actually has it
the
up.
The calendar's
I love
on
it.
my monitor, yeah.
My hand to God, the person responsible. So if you see me at a bar you're probably going to see me at a bar if you see me out. I can help with the calendar, but Kelton is responsible for the calendar. Kelton, could you wave to everybody so that they know that that's you? Email him at kelton@missouritimes.com, and then if something happens, you should email him again, and then again and again, because telling me 8 times. Thank you, Kelton, for the Kelton cam. We appreciate it.
It's like a camera in a zoo cage or something. You're witnessing the creature in its day-to-day
I'm just so
habits.
jealous of everyone's beard, and now it's going to become fall, and I'm still going to be fresh-faced Scotty, and you guys are going to be the woolly mammoths.
I've considered taking it away for a little bit, but
well, you got to keep wanting more, right?
Well, all the
You
ladies
keep the
would be
ladies,
upset,
yeah. They
the
you don't want to let them down.
cheerleaders would be really upset.
Yes, so folks, that was our interview with Congressman Cleaver. Look, I think this is going to happen. They're going to go to the bullpen and call in Hatfield. If anybody can turn this around, I'd say he's the best shot. I don't know the law enough. My gut tells me the Missouri courts probably let the map go. but because it's probably more of a federal thing, I assume I don't have. If they file a state lawsuit, I'm pessimistic about his chances. A federal lawsuit, I don't know well enough to know.
Yeah.
If I was going to put my money on a horse, it would be on Chuck on this.
Man, if the state Supreme Court signs off on this, I mean, all those people who just hate that Missouri plan, all the liberal judges that they supposedly keep getting on the Supreme Court, those liberal judges just passed a 7-1 map.
I tell you, I think it's so funny. The Missouri plan is working exactly how it was intended to.
Yep.
If you have a long time of governors, and when the commission has to give, I believe they're obligated to give a governor 2 choices.
Yep.
You get 3. So if you want to, lots of liberals want to check boxes and put people on that for whatever DEI jumble of reasons, or they just want to put somebody's brother-in-law on. They don't think will make it. I think the commission has done its job well of giving Missouri governors 2 legitimate choices that they could select from. 2 people, at least 2, sometimes all 3. But at least 2 that they could select and do right by the state and do right by the party that elected them. And I think the Missouri plan is working. It just the truth is it's made to take a while to reflect the elections.
Yep.
And as you're seeing people hit 70, you're seeing the Missouri plan work. I don't understand an argument to where it's not working.
Yeah.
I tell you where I could show you an example where elected judges aren't working. I mean, you talk about abortion. It's not the Supreme Court that went left wing. It's the Cole County Circuit that's went left wing.
Yep.
That's if you want to, you cannot blame Amendment 3 on the Missouri plan. Matter of fact, Missouri plan judges were much tougher on it than the elected judges. I guess you would call it the San Francisco plan to just elect your judges, and the Kim Gardner plan. The Kim Gardner plan produces folks like Cotton Walker, extremely left wing, former elected Democrats, camo up and then run as Republicans. That's how you got Amendment 3. The Missouri plan is your best fight against the Cotton Walker, Kim Gardner.
I don't know if Zell Fisher would have let that pass.
There you go. Hey, Jake, thank you so much. I'll let everybody get back. We're going to be back here at 1 o'clock with Ashley Awney. Again, thank you to Congressman Cleaver. Thank you to our sponsors. The Courtyard by Marriott. When Congressman Cleaver is campaigning here in Cole County now, we'll have to make sure he stays at the Courtyard by Marriott. Our new sponsor, Mocan Trade, very proud to have them grown, manufactured, tested, and sold by Missourians. So it would be the opposite of this map. 100% Missouri plant-grown medicine. And then, of course, United Fiber up in the great Northwest, Sam Graves territory. Thank you, Kelton. Thank you. We'll see you guys back here at 1 o'clock with Ashley Awney.